Yo, what is going on, Comfy Gang? It's your boy, Comfy NEET. And today I wanted to talk about something that I guess you guys might be wondering about, and it's why I'm so paranoid about my parents listening in on me. So, I guess an obvious reason would be that the things that I'm talking about are extremely, I guess, taboo, like being NEET and I guess being like an Aspie maybe, although I don't know if they suspect I have it or not. Or actually, I mean, I don't even know if I have it, so that's besides the point. But yeah, it is pretty taboo, pretty hard to explain, and I'm pretty sure they'd not be too happy if they found me identifying with being NEET. But aside from that, there's, I guess, a couple of things in my past that have sort of made me, you know, paranoid about my privacy. Like, if you look at me react to like footsteps, I kind of look like one of those, like, you know, like a deer when it hears like a hunter like step on a branch. Like, I just go, like, you can literally see the fight or flight response in me. And that's probably the case when you've gone through something traumatic. And although I'm not going to say what I went through was particularly traumatic, it probably is contributing to the way I'm acting. So I guess, long story short, you know, in particular, my mom has always been up in my business. She's done a lot of things in the past that, especially growing up when I was in like middle and high school, that have made me, you know, not trust her. Like, I think she's like, listen, oh, fucking hell. She's always been sort of nosy, and I guess that's normal for like most moms, but she's been, I guess, I think maybe more nosy than other parents. And I guess there's this one story I want to tell that happened to me when I was in like middle school, let's say like 7th or 8th grade. And I think at that time, like, my mom's a helicopter parent, so she would always ask for like the website that my school would like post homework on, because I guess my school did that. And she would also ask me for like login info for like, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of like Blackboard, but it's like this online like portal thing where I guess classes post homework assignments and whatever. So she would ask for that stuff, and I guess incidentally, so because of that, I didn't really think too much of it when she kind of asked me for like my school email, because our school made us log to these like school hosted Gmail accounts. So she kind of just asked me, I forget the reason why, but I guess I was maybe too naive, too trusting. So I basically gave my login info to her, thinking that she said she's only gonna like check once or something, like just to do something, maybe like check. I have no idea, honestly, but I gave her the login info, and that was pretty much that for like a long time. And, you know, I'm pretty sure in between then and the incident that happened that made me lose a lot of trust in her, you know, I was doing all sorts of things, like chatting with like, I guess, friends when I, you know, when I still had them, when I still wasn't a complete degen, chatting with friends about, I think I was crushing on this girl at the time. So I was pretty much asking them stupid shit like, do you think she likes me, blah, blah, blah. All the typical like teenage like drama bullshit, like when you're still, I guess, kind of innocent, asking them if I think they have a chance, and they're like, oh yeah, yeah. And then all that kind of embarrassing stuff, and, you know, private stuff that you kind of want to not talk about to your parents, and other things as well, like talking shit to some of my friends maybe, or, you know, basically not doing my homework. But anyways, I guess I forget the reason why, but, you know, I kind of suspected that my mom might be on my email account looking at my messages. This is like several months later. So one of my friends was asking me something that was kind of private. So I was like, yeah, I typed like, oh, just give me, like, maybe tell me in person, because my quote unquote spy bitch of a mom might be looking at this right now, and I shit you guys not, within literally a minute of typing this, I hear stomping ominously approaching my room, and at this point I'm like, oh shit. And then immediately my mom just doesn't even knock, just literally turns the doorknob really hard and like kind of like almost like that, you know, like just like literally goes postal, like swings the door wide open till like hits the wall, and she's like, what the, like, what did you say about me? Did you call me a bitch? I'm your mom. Like, you're really using this language to describe me after all I've done for you? You really call me a bitch? And blah, 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 blah. She starts chewing me out. And at this point, I'm just like, oh God, what have I done? But at the same time, it's like, firstly, you know, I was obviously joking, because like, who seriously like says like, calls someone a spy bitch? Like, it's kind of like if you call someone like a sneak bitch, or like a, I don't know, like, it's kind of like tongue-in-cheek, I guess. It's like a joke, right? Like, my spy bitch of a mom might be looking through my messages. And secondly, like, okay, first of all, you shouldn't be spying on my private chats anyways. Like, that's between me and my friends. Like, why would you go out of your way and read? So it's like, all these thoughts are like flashed to my head. Like, has my mom been reading my messages this entire time? Has she been, you know, seeing all the embarrassing crap and like because I kind of noticed that sometimes when I pass by her and she was on her laptop, she'd be like secretly giggling. And I don't know if that was just me being paranoid or not, or like at the time, like drawing that false connection. But I was like, yeah, has she been like reading all this embarrassing crap that was, I guess, pretty private to me at the time? Like, obviously I know that it doesn't really matter that much nowadays, but when you're a teenager and you're developing emotionally, I guess you that stuff kind of matters to you, and it can cause you trauma if your like privacy is violated. So anyways, she chewed me out. So I was the one in the wrong for her basically violating my privacy, violating my, what is it, like my Fifth Amendment rights. Like, I'm not an American, so yeah, it's a joke obviously, but yeah, so like I'm the one who's at fault for her violating my right to privacy. And well, not my right obviously, but like, I feel most kids should have at least some privacy, you know, like their own personal world, like detached from the parents. And well, she violated this, and then she got mad at me, and then she was like, how dare you? Like, she just freaking like chewed me out for maybe like a good 30 minutes, and then slammed door on me. And then she was also like, by the way, you're grounded. You're not, like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't play your PlayStation, you can't do this. And then slams the door. And then within like, okay, so basically I'm basically like, I don't know, kind of like shocked at what happened. And, you know, everything kind of just dies down for a little bit until like the next day. I go to school, everything's the same as usual. But then when I get home, my mom's like still pissed at me, and she's like giving me the silent treatment. And kind of ridiculous how my mom is acting like this, but considering she should be emotionally mature. But giving the silent treatment, and then like giving like the death stares and crap, giving like the whole like slamming doors and like just acting real pissed off. And then finally she while I'm doing my homework, she like knocks on the door. She's like, okay, come here to the living room. I'm like, okay. So I go to the living room, and she's like, so I've been talking to a lot of parents, and you know what? You know, they actually gave me a really good idea, and that's a lot of them actually get their, you know, because I guess we had like laptops. So it's like a lot of them get their, you know, their kids to you know, to plug in their laptop to the TV with an HDMI cable, and you know, they watch them do their homework. You know, a lot of parents do this. I've talked to so-and-so's mom and his mom and her mom, and you know, they all do this. So you know what? I think you're going to be doing that for, I don't know. So from now on, you're going to be doing that, and after you're done with your homework, you're going straight to bed. And I was like, so obviously most teenagers would fight back at this point, but for a lot of reasons, I'm pretty like scared of her at this point. So I'm like, oh, like in my mind, I have no say in the matter. You know, Asian parenting, I guess, is partly it, cultural maybe, and maybe just the way they raised me. But I'm like, oh, okay. So she plugs in my laptop with an HDMI cable to the TV, and I basically have to do my homework in the living room with my laptop. Either that, or I, you know, bring like notebooks and crap to like write like math homework, whatever. And I basically do that stuff and it's pretty much hell. Like, I'm basically unable to chat to my friends. I basically have to, you know, stay off of like whatever online chat things I was using at the time. Like, was it Facebook Messenger maybe? Or I think it was like the chat inside Google Mail that was like built in, where I think that's what a lot of people used to chat at my school. So like after MSN kind of like died down, and it was like, yeah, so I basically did that for like the next 8 months, and I was unable to chat and like talk to anybody. Basically had to stay offline, do my homework, and then she would just sit on the couch and basically be on her laptop. But it was pretty much like hell, and that's just another example of her violating my right to privacy. Like, not my right, but you know, like my human need for privacy maybe. Like, I'm pretty introverted, so I feel I need privacy from a lot of people, and especially at that age, people need privacy from their parents. So yeah, that was pretty traumatizing. This lasted for about 8 weeks, where I'd have to basically do my homework in front of friggin' TV and have it basically like, I don't know, streaming to the TV, and have like, it's like my dad didn't even care. Like, he's a pretty chill guy, but it's just that he kind of let my mom wear the pants in the relationship, so he didn't really say anything about it. He's probably like, WTF is wrong with this woman, like, to be honest, like, because I'm pretty sure like he knew that was wrong himself, but he just didn't say anything. But that's another topic. But yeah, so he's basically doing that. I mean, no, she's basically doing that, and this basically continued for 8 months, until, not 8 months, 8 weeks, until eventually it kind of happened less and less. Maybe it's too much of a hassle, but I guess over time, you know, we'd maybe like skip 1 or 2 days in between each time my TV get plugged in. Eventually I stopped plugging my TV in because, you know, even she wasn't really paying attention anymore. And yeah, and finally I was liberated from that. But during that time, like, I kind of told my friends about it, and then they were like, and a lot of them were like, dude, like, what the F is wrong with your mother? Like your mother is F, like, dude, like why the hell is she doing this? Like, why aren't you saying anything? Or like, why, like, Jesus Christ, like, dude, like, your life's fucked. And I mean, it's kind of true at the time. So yeah, that's one of the unfortunate downsides of having helicopter, probably severely BPD mother. And yeah, that definitely was a huge violation of my privacy. And it's honestly why, like, it's probably one of those things that are burned into my memory. And it's one of the biggest reasons why I'm always so, paranoid of her listening in to me. I feel like she's sort of changed for the better, but I always had that lingering doubt in my mind that maybe she'll come down to try and, like, secretly listen in whenever I'm filming videos, because she also does other really suspect things, like leave the door open whenever I'm like talking to my dad, when she like goes to bed earlier and maybe like just talk to my dad casually. She'll like leave the door open, and you know, she's brought it up in arguments like sometimes with me or my dad, things that she's like overheard, like even though she like wasn't in the room. So it's like, yeah, it's just all these things kind of like make me paranoid that she's listening in on me and secretly passing judgment. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that my relationship with my mom has improved quite a bit, but you know, I think the point of this video is to just point out that why I'm so paranoid about, you know, basically being spied on by my parents. But it's really mostly my mom who I don't trust in that regards. So anyways, yeah, just a quick update on the self-improvement series. It's kind of hard to come up with ideas and interesting things to like do with that. If you guys are okay with me just talking about different concepts, maybe please let me know in the comments. But anyways, I think that's it for today, for this video. So this is Comfy Neat signing out.